Hi, everybody. I hope all is well. I want to say that because the collective is shifting spiritually, and some of you may not be able to see it in the 3D, but it is because I can feel it spiritually. It's shifting the collective consciousness. So, my messaging, my topics are also going to be shifting with the collective consciousness. Now, some of you are going to be resonating with that shift, others of you are not, and that's okay. That means that this is your time to get off the train ride. Others of you are going to stay on the train and continue the ride forward. And again, if it's your stop, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, like, you know what, I used to resonate with her. I don't resonate with her no more, because that means that you got out of what you needed. And that comes with the territory of healing and growing and evolving. Others of you, you're going to be shifting along for the ride. Okay. So I don't know specifically right now, as I'm speaking to you, I don't know specifically what the shift is, but I can feel it. And I know that my messaging will be shifting as well. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see here. We have the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords, Judgment, and the Emperor. Okay. So this is somebody that thought that they had it all together. Something backfired here, a plan, a detail. This person could have been getting their knowledge from social media. And when I say knowledge, I'm talking about relationship advice. This is someone that was a part of that red table, red pill, whatever it's called, community, and it backfired because they used some sort of tactic, or they came in with a mindset, and they used these tactics against healed people, because those tactics only work and isolate unhealed people. They don't work on people that are healed, whose eyes are open, who are enlightened. So this person is facing judgment from themselves, their angels, their higher consciousness. It's like their future self is judging them. Not their past self, their future self is judging their present self. Like, what were you thinking? They have become awakened to the brainwashing, in that, in following these tactics. Five of Swords representing manipulation, mind games. And doing these things, it placed this person in the wrong position, meaning it made them look dishonest. It made them look like a man or a woman who lacks integrity. It made this person perceive it made you, perceive this person as someone who lacks emotional intelligence, who is not someone you would associate yourself with or grow with. They recognize this because the tactics that they were using were to isolate and see if you were a man or a woman of integrity, to see what you can bring to the table or who you truly are. But you were already healed. There was no reason for this person to do this. This person is embarrassed by their mind games and manipulation. They're also embarrassed by the fact they themselves were manipulated by this red pill culture, this mindset, this trend They went along with the trend and it backfired. And side note, a lot of people are going to be, this is probably, okay, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it now. Like I said in the beginning of this message, I said the collective consciousness is shifting. So this whole like gaslighting culture, which I call the red pill culture, this gaslighting culture, it is going to start backfiring in people's lives because they're going to see that these tactics is not making their life better. It's making their life darker. It's making their life worse. They're making wrong decisions. They're going against their intuition because you don't need a red pill culture to tell you what to do. Your gut, follow your gut in tandem with your logical mind to make choices and decisions on who you deal with, whether it's romantic or non-romantic. So these people went against their intuition, which is their gut, on situations because they were following a tactic and a trend, and now it's backfiring and it's too late. So you're going to start to see a lot of this come to the surface because people are awaking to this red pill community, and you're going to start to see a lot of people complain about it on social media because they're losing relationships, potential relationships. They're losing relationships with family. They're losing relationships with colleagues. They're losing themselves, or they lost themselves in this whirlpool of chaos and misinformation. And with the emperor here, people are creating their own judgment. They're facing their own judgment. And I feel like where you tie in, this person could have used those tactics on you. All right, let's get into it. So the collective consciousness is shifting from, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I know what I'm talking about. Clarifying the Nine of Swords is the Ace of Pentacles, the offer. This person is realizing that they should have made this offer here with the Ace of Pentacles, but they didn't. Instead, they were in the Five of Swords, tactics, mind games, manipulation, do this, do that, make a woman wait for 6 months, make a man wait for 6 months. Like that's what this energy was about. This person came in with red pill energy. They came in with red pill energy and it backfired. Because the people that are preaching this are unhealed, and the people that are taking the advice are also unhealed. It's the blind leading the blind. Because if you come into a situation and you're just the King and Queen of Swords, which is the hardest energy to master, because the King and Queen of Swords also forces you to face yourself and be honest with yourself and tell yourself, wait a minute, I need to get my money up before I start thinking about relationships. Or maybe I should see a therapist. Or maybe I need to get healing. But a lot of people don't want to face that, right? Because when you face yourself, you're also facing the ego death. You're facing the potential for transformation when you face yourself. But a lot of people feel uncomfortable calling themselves out, but will quickly call out other people. A lot of people have a hard time being alone by themselves, thinking, reflecting, going deep within, facing their own trauma so that they can heal from those traumas and grow. So we have the Five of Swords here. The Queen of Pentacles. I told you the Queen of Pentacles here is this healthy vibration, someone that is spiritually developed. This person is embarrassed, they're upset because they played these games with a Queen of Pentacles. And the games, they were trying to see if the Queen of Pentacles was the Queen of Pentacles. Does that make sense? The Queen of Pentacles was always showing herself as someone of a woman with integrity and This was a good person type of energy. Had no sort of agenda, just pure love. But she was met with the Five of Swords. So she came in with a pentacle, and this person was meeting her with a sword in their hand. So it was an unfair battle and an unfair fight from the beginning, because this person had already had preconceived notions of who this Queen of Pentacles is and was. They had already had these preconceived thoughts of how it was going to play out, how you were going to treat them, how it was going to be, based off of the red pill culture, based off of what they have been brainwashed to believe on social media, brainwashed by what they've been feeding themselves about relationships, because they themselves probably were raised in a environment where they didn't have the greatest representation of a father or a mother or a partner. And so this person is an adult looking for answers on how to be a good man, how to be a good woman. Now, people say, well, what is a good man? What is a good woman? An honest one, somebody that shows up as the king and queen of swords in any situation. That's a good man. That's a good woman. That's the one that speaks up at work. That's the one that speaks up at work. That's the one that speaks up for their friends. That's the one that hold their parents accountable respectfully. Those are the ones that see wrong and call it out. That's a good man. That's a good woman. That's someone who doesn't follow a trend and worry about what other people are going to think, because they base things off of their own integrity and the very fabric of who they are. They're more worried about how they see themselves. They're more worried about the universe and God seeing them. They're not worried about other people. That's a good man. That's a good woman. That's the friend that you call, that you know if you call them, they're going to give you the truth and whole truth and nothing but the truth. They're not going to give you any fluff. That's the friend that's going to say you deserve better. That's the friend that's going to say you don't need that man. You don't need that woman. You need to focus on yourself. That's the one that's going to tell you you should leave her. You should leave him. That's a good man. That's a good woman. A person of integrity. And they do it from a place of love, respectfully, but they don't allow their emotional body to get in the way of how they speak to you in a logical capacity. They're not going to allow their feelings for you because you're their sister or brother or auntie or friend. They're not going to say, well, because you're my best friend, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm not going to tell you the truth. No, the truth will set someone free. Imagine if everybody was honest instead of wasting each other's time. Honest and say, you know what? I'm not attracted to you. You know, imagine that. You don't have to say it that way, but instead of dragging people, how different the world would be. The world is built off of lies, right? Because it's the hardest energy to master, is being honest and truthful. So people lie. The world is ran on the energy of the emperor in the reverse and then king and queen of swords in the reverse. Very dangerous energies. Okay, let's move forward. So, like I said, this person played games with a Queen of Pentacles. Tell me about Judgment. The Lovers. I told you. This person, they wanted a second chance, or they want forgiveness. Or this is also about this person making wrong decisions as it relates to relationships. Maybe this person followed the red pill culture, and the red pill culture said, date this type of man, date this type of woman, date this race, don't date that race. You be the king, you be the queen, you be the desired one, you do this, you do that. And it did nothing but brainwash. This is brainwashing. It's a cult, borderline a cult. And with the lovers here, we have judgment in the lovers. This person made wrong decisions, like a really, really bad decision. And again, they're facing judgment. Tell me about the emperor. We have the star. They want forgiveness. You guys, this goes deep. Not only do this person wants forgiveness, I think this person is connecting to, and you're going to see the collective consciousness. Everyone's going to be connecting with their ancestors. They're going to start to feel within the next year, I would say from now up until 2007, something happened with you guys in 2007. Someone could have been born in 2007 or something significant happened. Okay. But anyways, um, 2027 is what I was trying to say. So from now until 2027, because it takes time, you're going to start to see people awaken to this in different ways. And the way they're going to awaken is they're going to be taking these tactics that they learn from social media and they're going to be using it and applying it in their real life. And they're going to see that it's not working. And slowly people are going to start to wake up out of this culture, this mindset, this thought process. And you're also going to see people preach against it. You're going to see a rise in people complaining about how they used to be a part of the red pill mindset or the manosphere and what it did and all the stuff like that. You guys are going to see this. And the reason why I say a manosphere is because I have the emperor here, very masculine type of energy. So we have the emperor and the star. This person wants not only forgiveness for within themselves and from you and from other people that they hurt, but this is them praying to God. This is them coming to themselves, falling on their knees and asking for forgiveness for their mindset, because I feel like this person hurt a lot of people in different ways, because the person could have been very selfish. And within their selfishness, they made wrong choices in women, wrong choices in friends, wrong choices. In men, we have the star. This is this person connecting with their ancestors, their angels, and feeling some sense of guilt and conviction. But the thing is, the people that are really raking up their karma are the ones that are preaching this nonsense. The ones that are teaching this nonsense are the ones that will have karmic debt to pay. This person will also have their karmic debt. Their karmic debt is maybe they lost out on a potential partner that was amazing and all of that because they play these games. But the people that are on these platforms talking about this nonsense, they are raking up karmic debt. Best believe, because everyone lives in the moment. They live in the moment. They think, okay, well, she said karmic debt, so I ain't gonna worry about that. But karmic debt can be paid through your children. Because these people that create these platforms that are giving out this misinformation, a lot of them have children. So they're only creating a world that's harder or more difficult for their children to find mates. And everything that they do on their platforms or preach about or teach about and bash people and blame people and drag people and hurt people, I told you karmic debt is going to be paid, and it's paid through the bloodline. All right, moving on. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. Three of Cups. See? The Three of Cups is about coming back together, reuniting. It didn't happen. This person know that you two would have been happy with one another. Like you two could have had the Three of Cups. I'm also getting where this person could have been given to you and somebody else. And that was part of the problem. The reason why I said it was part of the problem is because this could have been the type of person that's not like that. And maybe they changed how they are naturally in relationships because, again, following a trend, following the red pill culture, following all of this nonsense that they have been brainwashed to believe. So it actually took this person from the very fabric of who they are. And see, this is the problem with this. Okay. Yes, this person kept attracting people that was probably dragging them, taking advantage of their heart and all of that. But when the right person came around, when the right person came around, because this person failed to recognize that all those past people were just placeholders. They were there for lessons, for transformations, for growth. Okay. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it works. So when the right person came around who would not exploit them, who would not take an advantage of them, this person changed the very fabric of who they are. So they attracted someone who's like them. But because they were listening to the red pill culture, they were listening to all the stuff from what they're getting from the manosphere and all blah, 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 blah. They were listening to all of this nonsense. So when you came around, they missed the mark with you. They dropped the ball with you. They did what they normally would not do in relationships, thinking like, oh, I ain't gonna get God. You understand what I'm going with this? Like, I ain't gonna get God. I did that last time and the woman dragged me or the man dragged me. I did that last time and, women don't want good men or men don't want good women or good men or good women, whatever. So I'm gonna do this now. And what happened is that it took a reverse effect, which is what caused that confusion with you. Like, wait a minute, why are you so aggressive and mean to me? I ain't did nothing to you. Why are you so disrespectful? Because this person was fighting against their true nature because they were trying to stay on topic, on trend, and it backfired, y'all. And that's what's going to be happening within the next couple of years. You're going to see a lot of people losing relationships and mad at the red pill culture because it's going to be backfiring big time. And it already started, but you're going to see it happen within the next 2 years. You're going to see a lot of people pissed uh, because of misinformation. And everyone's going to be awakening to this slowly, but it's or on their own timeline. Okay. So we have the King of Wands. I'm going to leave him out because I don't know where he was supposed to go. Where is this King of Wands supposed to? Okay, so we have the King of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Tell me more about the King of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Five of Pentacles. I told you this person was holding on to a lot of burdens. It was never you, it was them. It's never the other person. It's never the other person. It's always you. You always got to look at yourself. So this person failed to see themselves, failed to see how they were acting in relationships and connections. And this person, they basically they put themselves in an unhappy situation. This person could have chosen a person or a situation to be in, and they're extremely unhappy based off of a trend. I'm telling you, it's like they dated somebody based off of a trend of what everybody else is doing, but what is coming down to they're unhappy. Y'all take that how y'all want to take it. The trend could be anything. And now they're like stuck. They feel stuck. Nobody is stuck, but they feel stuck. I'm also getting an energy of them not wanting to let you go. But again, they don't have a choice. Tell me about the Lovers. We have the Moon and we have the Queen of Swords. See, that's you. The King and Queen of Logic. And see, what makes this even a lot difficult for them is that they know that you're highly intelligent. And a lot of the stuff that maybe this person is experiencing, you called it out already. Maybe you didn't know that they were going off of a trend or something, but you knew something was off because we have the Moon and the Queen of Swords. You always knew that something was off with this person, that they wasn't acting right, but it felt like forced. You could have even said, or are you dating certain type of people because of a trend? Like there was something you said to this person very specific where I feel like you clocked their energy, but you was really into them at some point. Talking about the Star. And you could even told this person that they're going to regret, or not so much regret, but they're unhappy. Like, why would you be in an unhappy relationship? It's like this person, this is weird, y'all. This is so weird. Okay, it's like the red pill culture told this person to date a specific type of person, and that person is making them unhappy and miserable. And I'm just giving an example. And then you come around and maybe you are not the representation of the red pill culture. And the red pill culture is telling them to drag you and make you wait and do all this stuff, but you were actually ultimately the better match. Y'all, I can't. Uh, a lot of people gonna be pissed. Tell me about the star and the page of swords. Wow. So this is this person sitting on the sidelines having to watch you move on with your life. And you like two of cups. See? Justice. Karma. I told you. Karma. This person was tripping. But again, it has more to do with them being brainwashed. Yeah. Karma here. Two of cups and justice. Tell me about this queen of swords. This is you. So you walked away, eight of cups. For some of you, you could have even said, like, I'm walking away because you already made your choice. You made your decision. Eight of cups and the ten of swords. You're not going back to that person. You're not. Yeah. And they're feeling it. That's why they're in this judgment energy here. Nine of swords, five of swords, embarrassed, upset. Tell me about the nine of swords with the five of swords. I can't make this up. I said, tell me about the nine of swords and the five of swords. Guess what come out? The empress and the magician. Done. They manifested an empress, and because they were following a trend, what they friends said. And again, even if this person wasn't on social media, invested in the red pill culture, they could have been getting advice from friends and family who get their advice from the red pill culture. There's somehow that's tied in the manosphere and all that. So we got the emperor and the magician. See how that worked? The nine of swords and the five of swords. This person's like, I manifested the woman of my dreams, the man of my dreams, and I messed it up. Yeah, you did. When you follow a trend and you do not stick to the true nature of how you feel, you will always lose when you don't do what's best for you, what you feel inside. People need to understand that. Stop doing stuff based off of the thoughts and opinions of other people, because you will be chasing the Joneses for the rest of your life. And you're never going to be satisfied and happy because you're worried about what other people think, what other people are going to say. Who cares? Be the king and queen of swords at a high vibration. Be the emperor, be the empress at a high vibration. Embody all the elements. Tell me about the empress and the magician. I told you, the ace of cups. I'm done, y'all. At the bottom of the deck, this person recognized it. King of swords, the emperor, excuse me, not the hangman, excuse me, king of swords, the hangman, the two of pentacles. This person is still trying to figure out how they're going to get you back, y'all. Even through all of this. You know what it is? Because they had an aha moment. They had a wait. It's almost like, have y'all seen the movies where the person missed the train and they're chasing the train? And you know, and they're trying to get to the woman or the man that's on the train, and the person on the train is just like looking through the window like, you know, it's too late. That's how this feels. It feels like you boarded a train, metaphorically. You boarded a train, you're standing at the window, and finally this person's like, I'm gonna go get her, I'm gonna go get him. And then they're running like, wait, waving their hand. And you're just standing there, you know, waving at them goodbye. And they had all that time leading to you stepping on that train to approach you, and they never did. And now that you're on the train, gone, now they want to chase the train down. And it's like, you can't. That's how this feels. But now this person's storyline is about them trying to figure out how they're going to get you to see them that they are an emperor or an empress. And your storyline is that you've moved on because you know your self-worth and value. And even if this person did, I don't know, the most, it would be very difficult for you to believe them as the boy that cried wolf. It would be very difficult for you to believe that they are an emperor because in your mind, you're like, well, you try, you dragged me, you lie, you were manipulative. And they're like, no, I know, but I was going off of, they ain't gonna tell you that. I was going off of the red pill culture. I was following what Chat GPT told me to do. I was following AI. I asked my friend, and my friend had told me that I should make you wait and all this nonsense. They're not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you that. But I'm not that guy. I'm not that girl. I'm really the loyal type. I'm really sweet. I'm really this. You're gonna be like, you didn't show me none of that. You didn't show me none of that. Like, I don't believe that. You're gonna feel like they're still manipulating you. And I would feel the same way if I was in your shoes. Well, this person may need to see a therapist. I'm telling you, because their energy is like, they may need to see a therapist behind this. Because this is life changing, y'all. They manifested their empress and then they sabotaged it based off of a trend on social media. All right, I'm going to leave it here. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.